another movie review tonight, and I've just been sorry about that intro. I was a bit, I was a bit Frank Spencer there, and I don't know, I just can't tell me Frank Spencer into. It's not really the best, but I'll improve on that. And today I'm going to do a review of a film that I've had since last year or the year, but I can't remember how long I've had it. I've had it for a while. And I finished watch just now, of course. It's not a long film, but it's like 1 hour, 17 minutes, and it's a film called Dolls. I've been watching this now. Never a dull moment when you watch doll films, horror films. It's a horror film. It's kind of like it's a bit like, I suppose, if you have a cross between Child's Play and The Puppet Master. It's like that. Really enjoyable. It's a fun horror film. It's one of those movies I would have watched in the 80s. I would have enjoyed. Honestly, I would have. I remember that from more, but I can't remember watching this in the 80s. I'm not sure what year it is now. I think it's 88, 89. Oh, 86. Wow, it's 80. It's like a 32-year-old film now. Jesus Christ, it really was not old. Yeah, it's a good film. Really enjoyed it. Really, like I said, at the end of the film, I'm gonna give. At the end of the review, I'm gonna give it between 1 and 10. So yeah. It's about these dolls that come to life, of course. That's what it is. Simple as that. Think of a story. Dolls that come to life is an idea for a script. And anyway, so at the beginning of the film, we see like this couple and their child. Of course, it's the child is the the father in it is actually that's their real father, the guy who's driving, through his countryside at the moment. It's and then, of course, the woman who's in the car with him, that's not her real mum, it's his partner. So yeah. So anyway, at the beginning of the film, we see these two girls who get almost run over, in the road. Of course, when they're driving along, right, the car breaks down, and then you see this like real freaky thunderstorm, right? And it's like, and they're like, oh, I don't like this thunderstorm. It's like, I don't think it's only a thunderstorm. I don't mind the thunderstorm. I love it. It's rain and thunder. It's great. Oh, it makes you feel alive. Thunder does. It makes you feel alive. I love it. I don't know. I just love that sound of thunder and the rain coming down. It's great. Anyway, goals. So anyway, they run into this. They go to this house. Right, they find this house. Right, because I love this scene where this girl's like actually daydreaming. And the woman in it, I don't know, not a real mum. She kind of like does something like she throws a teddy bear into the bushes. Right. Next minute, I thought, oh, okay, this is creeper. And next minute, the dog kind of comes back through the bushes, and next minute, it's like a massive light, the teddy bear, I mean, and he starts attacking the freaking the woman and the guy, dad, right. And next minute, she kind of goes, shits like the back of her head. The woman, and next minute, she kind of like snaps out of it, and it's like, what the hell? Oh right, okay, so it wasn't real. So yeah, the first part, that's pretty funny. I thought it was quite. It's got some humorous moments in this film. It's quite funny. But yeah, it's a really cool film though. The couple in it, it's like they meet these two old people, of course, and they think, oh okay, we'll go, we'll stay there, Of course, they invite them in. And actually, no. They don't invite them in. First of all, they somehow find a way in the house somehow because the door's locked in it, or they're not there or something. So somehow they find this like way to get into the house. Of course, when they go into the house, they meet the two old people there, and they seem kind of creepy, but they seem actually okay. It's quite likable. But yeah, I think the old woman kind of seems more creepy than the guy. Anyway, you see these three other characters turn up in the film. These two women, of course, very 80s, of course, because they got like the 80s kind of like makeup and stuff. And this guy, and there's one funny scene where they're kind of coming through the door like that, and they're kind of wet and stuff. And then one of the girls says, "Oh, we fancy to threesome," and the little girl's kind of like, huh. It's like, it's a funny scene. I'm thinking, huh, okay. saying that in front of a kid and stuff is pretty funny. I don't know, it's just made me laugh. Of course, the girl's got like an imagination, and whatever she says, they don't believe. So it's like, and of course, things do happen in the film. Where one of the girls said, they're all given like a room, like all of them, right? Of course, it's weird because the couple get their own room, and then they say, oh, But I'm thinking to myself, how can you trust some old people with your kid? It's like weird the way they're doing this film, but it's the 80s, so who cares? It's not very PC, So anyway, which is good. Anyway, so I'm sick and tired of PC stuff later. I'm just sick and tired of them. So anyway, what happens in it? One of the girls decides she wants to nick something from the house, and nicks, because it's a big house. It's a massive freaking house. It's like huge. It's freaking fantastic. Actually, I'm like, I want to live there. So anyway, so I need a drink now. One of the girls is asked that freaking what's the next one. So one of the girls she puts the music on like one of them. So she's like stays behind her, which is stupid. You should have went with her because it doesn't quite turn out well for the other the girl in the movie. So one of the girls kind of decides to explore the house. And she goes into this room. Of course, there's like dolls. There's like dolls on this top right. It's like music box thingy, and the music box keeps opening up all the time. So it keeps opening up and all. The next minute, the girl gets attacked by something, and then something attacks her. And then the next minute, they ram her head against this wall. And of course, the little girl kind of pops out, and she's kind of like holding hands like that, doing that. The next minute, they drag the girl away, and all he sees is blood. Of course, the guy in it is, you know, the guy who turns up with the girls. He's like on his own with this creepy looking clown thing right next to him. It's quite a funny scene because he's like laying there, right, and he turns the light out. He's like reading into it, right, then he's like sleeping out. Next minute, something touches his foot, and I'm like, I would have done exactly the same if I was laying there with a creepy doll behind me, and then something touches my feet. I'd be like, Jesus Christ! Of course, the girl tells him about the girl getting being murdered or stuff or something like that. Of course, he's kind of like, oh, you know, whatever, man. Next minute, she sees, you know, because he doesn't believe that at first, because she says a few things that doesn't quite make sense. And next minute she has like blood on her slippers and stuff. Of course, he goes with her, and there's like blood on the floor and stuff like that. So they end up in this loft, right? Next minute they're in this loft, and there's like these stuff that they find in the loft. The next minute you see in the dark, you know, you see something in the dark, right? Well, actually you can see it anyway because I was watching it on Blu-ray. It's like a big 4K TV, and you can still see things. It's not too dark, of course, film. So anyway, you see like the girl who was taken away. Like, her face is all weird, like doesn't look right. It's like they're turning her into a doll. So yeah, the couple are quite creepy, but they do kind of like. It's like a bit of a twist at the end, and what you know, what the dolls are and stuff like that, where they're from. So anyway, some of the characters do get killed off in this film. Kind of killed off. They don't really get killed off, if you know what I mean. It's like, huh, that's interesting. They do and they don't. It's like that. They have a second chance in life. Let's just say that. Really cool freaking effects though. So anyway, what happens after that? Of course, later on in the film, right, the woman in it is in the bed on her own. Next minute, the bed starts moving. The next minute, you see the dolls like there, right, and they start attacking her. Of course, it doesn't quite turn out well for the woman in it, of course. And there's a weird scene where she jumps through the window. I thought, hang on a minute, how the hell she managed to do that? It's weird. She kind of runs, right, and she kind of just jumps through the window. It's kind of weird. I'm thinking, oh, why is she jumping through the window for? It doesn't make sense. That scene didn't make any sense. But it's like I said, it's a fun movie. It's a really enjoyable film. You can jump around that moment and you go, you know what, that's a strange moment, but who cares? It's a fun movie. So yeah, can't believe it's a 32-year-old film. So that's really good though. I enjoyed it. Not much special features on this, though. It's kind of stupid. The Stuart Gordon it was directed by. Don't know who that is. I was being Flash Gordon then, but anyway. So anyway, then the next minute, later on, after when she gets killed by the next minute, I'll say what happens. This part's pretty funny actually. It's like, and this scene actually made me laugh because this one part where the girl and the guy in it, they're in this room right, and they get attacked, and the guy starts losing his temper with the dolls. And next minute the dolls attack him, and after they start to decide show will kill him or not, and of course they don't, which is a bit of spoiler there. And there's a funny part where the guy in it, her father. This scene made me laugh. It's quite funny. He goes back into the room, right? And next minute you see his wife's body. It's like covered over. He doesn't know that she's dead. And all you see is blood and stuff start coming through the covers and stuff. And next minute he takes a shower. He comes back. There's even more blood on the covers. And then when he uncovers her, right, it's like her eyes bulging out, like, and he starts blaming the guy in it again. Because at the part where he says that the girl's murdered, they start blaming him. And it's a funny scene because he starts going, I'm going to kill him, like, and it's such a funny scene. I don't know, it just made me laugh, that scene. It's got some funny moments in this film. But yeah, and he's getting blamed for it again. It's like, what the hell? Crazy. And the last part's pretty cool. I won't spoil too much what happened to our father, but let's just say he has a moment that you'll never forget. That's just so yeah, it's really cool actually. The way they did it is pretty cool because the old guy gives her this doll that of course it break it so yeah something like anyway so the last bit is pretty cool. I'm gonna cut some parts of the video because that didn't make sense what I said, so yeah but really cool effects. Some of it's kind of like stop motion effects with the dolls and stuff like that, and I love the house in it. The house is just so cool. Man, if I was living in a house like I'll be exploring every day. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's down this corner. Man, the house is so cool. Man, if you had a house like that, right, you would have 20 rooms, right, to go. Man, the house must have about 100 rooms. I thought it's massive. It's a big house. But yeah, cool effects and solid performance from the cast. And I like the couple in it. Of course, the couple kind of show kind of more of a nicer side to them than the film. You think, oh, okay. So yeah. Of course, the dad and his girlfriend not very nice, not a nice couple. Like I say, he's not living with his mum anymore. He's living with his dad. Of course, she's got a partner. He's got a partner, and she's not very nice. So yeah. So the rate I'm going to give this film is an 8 out of 10 because I thought the performance was good. It's got some cool, creepy. I wouldn't say it's terrifying and scary, but it's a fun horror film. Like you're gonna sit and enjoy it. It's not a long film too. It's a good film. Like I said, it's pretty good, pretty cool film. 8 out of 10, and I enjoyed it. It's not super. It's not terrifying. It's not scary, but it's not super scary. I think Child's Play is more scary than this, but films like Child's Play and other films. But I think it's a better film than what's the other film? Puppet Master films. I think it's a better film than them. But yeah. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for Dolls. So yeah, good film. So anyway, people, if you haven't seen Dolls, what do you think of it? And I enjoyed it. Like I said, I love doll films. I love horror films. I love clown films. I love shark films. I love zombie films. I love vampire films, and I love doll films again. I keep going back to doll films, but I do. I love them. That's probably the best one I've seen for quite a bit. So yeah, before we go off, remember to subscribe to my channel and have a nice evening. And that's all I'm gonna say. So I've had a busy day today, so I'm a little bit out of it. So yeah, so I'm trying to freaking go full throttle. So yeah. Anyway, so enjoy and always watch me other movie reviews if you ever see them. Just check them out. Put thumbs up if you agree with what I think of the film. If you didn't like the film, just put a thumbs down. So I don't know, monkey. So anyway, have a nice evening. Take care. And like I said, remember to subscribe to my channel and have a nice evening. And may the dolls be with you. Bye.